to give me a chance to come and present here today. Because Vinny has been around for nearly 28 years in this industry, more than 5 years as a banker. So she has way more experience than me. So it's a privilege to be here in front of you to talk about investing in yourself. How to grow yourself, how to be more successful. And I would like to say that there are a few people from AIA who know me, because 2,600 financial advisors have attended the UT ILP Investment Sales Masterclass, and there are around 420 from AIA. So we had a very nice class with Director Kim Chong at his office. This was actually, I think, year before last. Yeah. And last year, 2024, we worked with Victor Lim, we worked with Karim Issa, and we worked with Jansen Chia. Nearly 100 people did the masterclass. So I'd like to say that I'm here among friends because we all know each other, right? And before I start, let me introduce myself. So my name is Amit, and I have now lived here in Singapore for the last 18 years. I have two girls. My elder one is just finishing JC, so she was at SAJC, and my younger one is going into secondary 3 at Tanjong Katong Secondary, and the wife is with the Financial Times. I set up this company, New Light Private Limited, in 2018, and we do two things. We make software and databases, and we run this masterclass and other classes. But everything we do with one goal, which is to help generate profit for your customers. We help you to generate profit for your customers. And as you know, when your customers have profit on investment, everything is beautiful in this world. And when your customers don't have profit on investment, you know better than me how difficult things can be. So in one sentence, what is the work we do? We help you to generate profit on investment. Now in the past, I've done a number of other things. I was with HSBC, responsible for unit trust distribution to private bank, retail bank, insurance companies. HSBC Life, which was once called HSBC Insurance, was my account for 6.5 years. So I know a little bit of how ILP is sold in Singapore. Before that, I was with Barclays doing institutional client sales to sovereign wealth funds and supranationals in the region. And all the other things are over here. I like to say none of this is important. The important things in this world are your customers and you. To your customers, the people who buy unit trust, ILP, and even ETF, we make 3 promises. My first promise to your customers is investing can be easy. If I ask any of you how to be healthy, I'm sure you'd say, hey Amit, balance the food you eat with the exercise you do. Exercise 3 to 5 times a week and you can be healthy. I would like to add that successful investing can also be equally simple and easy. So our first promise to your customers is investing can be easy. Our second promise to your customers is I will talk about the downside. Now we all know when we put our money into markets, its value can go up as well as down. And I'd like to say that markets going down are as natural as markets going up, and it's a part of the investment journey. So we shouldn't be scared of the market going down. In fact, we should talk to all our customers about what happens when the market goes down so that they are ready to take the necessary action when required. And our third promise to customers is I will treat investing as a marathon. Now in our industry we say invest for the long term. And in the very next breath, we tell the customer, outlook for this year is this. There is a gap between our walk and our talk. We say long term, but we never show the customer what that long term is. I will bridge that gap. I will show your customers what it means to invest for 10 years, what it means to invest for 20 years, because that's what the long term is about. Long term is like Vinny's career at AIA, 28 years. That is long term, right? Not 2-3 years someone has spent as an FA maybe. Now these three promises are also your goals for the masterclass. When you attend masterclass, you will be unique in this industry because you will make investing easy for your customers. And my friend over here, a very handsome gentleman, sir, handsome gentleman, what is your name? Kevin. Kevin. When the very handsome gentleman Kevin meets his customers will say, you know, Kevin is very unique. He actually talks about market going down, unlike so many FA who sell on the promise everything will be okay. And this third promise, I will treat investing as a marathon. Maybe let me ask this young lady here, what's your name?
Jill.
Jill. When you will meet your customers, they'll say, oh, she's so young, but she talks about 10 and 20 years of investing. So different from the banker. So these three promises are what you hope to achieve when you attend masterclass. I have three promises for everyone who attends this class. My first promise to you is, I will give you the tools for sales success. I know one truth. The more you spend, the more you sell, the more you earn. But I also know one reality. If your customers don't make profit on investment, they don't come back to you. Customer making profit has to be at the center of everything we do. It has to be our singular focus. My second promise is, my sales coaching will be light and refreshing. We like to say simple, entertaining and insightful. And third promise is, presentation will be best in class. We like to keep things short and sweet. I fully support every financial advisor and banker who plays with their phone when someone is presenting, because it shows that the presenter is doing a lousy job, right? So we keep things short and sweet, so we have your attention. And today you get a chance to see whether I can fulfill these 6 promises or I'm just good for making promises, right? Starting of the year can make many resolutions. So what you're going to see is only 4 slides of Masterclass Module 1. And let me share with you a story of how this module was actually created. You know, many years ago, I was approached by a banker, and the banker wanted to do what all good bankers do. They wanted to sell me investment. So I said, sure, come along and show me what you have. The banker came with his fact sheets. And when I looked at the fact sheet, I could see the last 1 year, 3 year, 5 year performance. So I asked the banker, hey Mr. Banker, what can you tell me about this performance? The banker was very well prepared. He looked down at the fact sheet, looked up to me and said, you know Mr. Customer, this is past performance. I said, yeah, last 1 year, 3 year past performance. And he says, past performance is no indicator of future returns. And therefore our bank compliance policy is not to talk on past returns. I thought to myself, okay, makes sense, right? You cannot get last year's return. The income fund, the adventurous income fund gave around 15-16% last year, but cannot get it, right? Because it's last year. So I said, okay, fair enough. But tell me, if I invest with you, what return can I get? Banker knew his stuff well. He again looked down at the fact sheet and looked up to me and said, you know, Mr. Customer, the returns come from the market. I said, yeah, the Dow Jones, S&P 500, all that. And he says, we cannot predict the future. Which, if you think about it, is true, right? No one told you in 2019 end that you would have pandemic which would last for 2 years. No one told you that, Chinese economy would suffer the most in the pandemic. In fact, private banks wrote research reports saying China will escape this pandemic the best. It turned out to be opposite. So there is a lot of truth in what the banker was saying, that we really cannot predict the market. So then he goes on to say, so therefore Mr. Customer, our bank compliance policy is not to talk on future returns. Then I thought to myself, I nearly blurted out, Wallahi, you don't talk on the past, you don't talk on the future, you want me to buy your product, sure or not? But when you have your tie on, the Wallahi doesn't come out, you have to keep it inside, right? You cannot just move Wallahi everywhere. So I kept it in. Let me reassure you of one thing. There is enough information in the past which will give you a very clear idea of what you must do if you want your customer to generate profit. In the next 4 slides, I'm going to answer the two most important questions which every customer wants to know. How long are you going to take my money away from me, right? Every customer loves the money. How long do I have to give you the money if I really want to make profit? And second, what return can I get when I do investment? We should not be shy of answering these questions. So with evidence, I'm going to answer these two questions in 4 slides. And we'll have some fun along the way also, right? Fun is very important. Now, whenever you are in any presentation on investing, whether the speaker says the words long term or fails to mention it, it makes no difference because long term is inherent in every discussion on investing. It's literally the elephant in the room. And when you have this big gigantic elephant got something to do with long term, you can go to a number of people to find out what it's about. You can go to the linguist. Now, linguist is just fancy lingo for the dictionary. Oxford Dictionary actually says long term is occurring over or relating to long period of time. Let me ask my friend here, sir. Nice definition. Is it a good definition? Can we have a round of applause? My friend here is very polite. A round of applause. Please clap loudly while round of applause. Actually, I think it's a lousy definition, but I respect his opinion. How can we tell customer long term is long term? Not a nice one. You want to be serious on money? Go to tax authorities. Not IRS in Singapore. We are smart. We don't tax the money people make from the market. But in the United States, Internal Revenue Service says long-term capital gains tax is levied on assets held for more than a year. So if you're selling your ILP, unit trust, stock, bond, after a year, they say you're long-term. And I'm sure some of you in the back are thinking, hey, more than 1 year can be 1 year and 1 day. It could also be 1 year and 6 years. They don't specify, right? Tax people or accounting people have the same knowledge. That's why accounting people and tax people often switch jobs. Basically, same skill set. And our friendly relationship managers, bankers, particularly in Singapore, tend to say, hey, long term is 3 to 5 years. Now, whether you are a banker, or maybe even ex-banker, or a financial advisor, you will face this situation if you already haven't faced it, where your customer comes and tells you, my investment is down 27%, even after investing for 5 years. And then we have nothing to say, right? What can we say? Then we're like, invest for the long term. It becomes a lame excuse. Let's convert this long term from a lame excuse into your strongest ally in our singular mission of generating profit for our customer. So how do we do it? Well, we need to see long term for a particular market, right? As a starting point, let's look at Singapore market or Straits Times Index. And what we do in our research is, we study a market like STI for its entire history. Right? No last 3 or 5 year business, for its entire recorded history. Now in my class, you'll have some people who are new, some who are experienced. We cater to everyone. Whenever there's technical term, even something like index, we'll put the definition want to run away so quickly, right? So we put the definition, index is collection of securities, which is used to represent market. Security means anything which is tradable, right? Which you can buy or sell. We give customer friendly definition, you can see it over there, and we even give an example. So these are the companies which are in the Straits Times Index, and the customer friendly definition is index is actually the collection of the best and biggest companies in the market. And all this information reaches you on the WhatsApp group chat. So basically what we do in our research is, we want to find out what's the correct holding period for your customer. Should your customer invest for 2 years? Should your customer invest for 13 years? Should your customer invest for 5 years? And to do this, we study all the possible 1 year returns if you invest in this entire period on a month-end basis. So if you're investing 12 times every year, over 29 years, you do 12 into 29, you will invest 348 times. We study 348 1 year returns before we tell you how does investment for 1 year behave. We don't pick up fact sheet, look at fact sheet, say, oh, this is 1 year return, you should get this. No. We study 348 1 year returns to be able to tell you how does 1 year investment behave. We study 305 year returns, we study 180 15 year returns. We look at a crazy lot of returns. And what we want to find out is which of these holding periods has the best total return profile. Now again, technical term, today I'll just explain very briefly. When you do investment, there are two ways of earning return. One is from income, one is from NAV. Suppose you bought an ILP at NAV 4, you got 40 cents dividend, like your, the Elite Adventures Income Fund. And when you sold, the price was 5, I'm sure you'd be happy. You would have earned a return from dividend, called dividend yield. Also meaning, basically your return from income. You got 40 cents income, you paid $4 to get it, expressed as percentage, your return from income is 10%. Your return from NAV is the $1 gain on $4, 25%, your total return is 35%. Very important that you use the term total return. Separates the professional from the newbie. The newbie goes to customer and says, hey customer, see this fund, you all want income, this one have 3% income. Customer says, well, now wait, 3% hardly anything. Then the newbie says, yeah, sorry, wrong one, this one 5% income. The professional on the other hand will say, customer, yes, I know that one gives 5, this one gives 3. But last year, the one which gave 3%, its NAV go up 17%. You get total return 20. The one which will give you higher income 5%, maybe its NAV only went up 10%, you get 15, right? So things like total return make you more professional. And what we do is, we study all the possible returns and we produce a chart. Now before I even get into the chart, I took the fun out of all of this. How did I do that? By forgetting to tell you that we must have fun. Now, by the end of this presentation, you must all answer one quiz question. My one, no need for anyone to come out in the front, okay? From back and stand and also answer. My question also tend to be the most easiest one. All you need to do is figure out the name of this elephant in Chinese, and then you win this spectacular prize. Maybe some air ticket to some very fancy task location you can see, right? Or maybe some greenhouse in Botanical. Cannot say, right? So all you need to do by the end of my presentation is guess the name of this elephant in Chinese, right? And never ask anything technical. So that's what, and then Vinny will help to give out the prize, and obviously it's got something to do with long term, right? So let's carry on. So we do all this research and we make two charts. Where is our chart number 1? Come on, chart number 1, look at this. We produce this chart. This chart shows you what is the highest return you can get in the color blue if you invest in the Straits Times Index, depending on your holding period. It also shows you the worst or lowest return or the loss you can make if you invested in Straits Times Index, again depending on your holding period. You know, for a 1-year period, the highest return in Singapore's history has been 157%. If in August of 1998, at the height of the Asian financial crisis, someone got up and put money into STI, oh my God. 1 year later, 157% return. But you all know there's another side of that story. If in October 2007, when everything was beautiful in the world, you got up and did an investment, 1 year later, OMG, your customer is losing half their money and chasing you like no one's business, right? Now there is one very important takeaway, which 2,700 financial advisors, including 420 from AIA, are sharing with their customers using our New Light sales material. What is that very important takeaway? It's this: dear customer, please don't play. Don't give me your money for short term. Because in the short term, if the money goes ugly, the market turns bad, like Chinese equity. Last year very good, okay, but 3 years in a row going down. You can lose a lot of money. But if you have the ability to hold on for longer and longer, market's ability to damage the portfolio decreases with time. So customer, give me money for longer periods of time because I am your insurance advisor. I protect your life, give you life insurance. I protect your health, give you health coverage. I can protect your wealth also by listening to the great guru Warren Buffett. That, number one rule of investing, don't use money for customer. So dear customer, give me investment for a longer period of time. Now I'm sure some of you are thinking that, the one to get the highest return, the most hang person, right? CNY coming, some very hang person gets the highest return. And the one to get the lowest return is the most unlucky person. I always forget opposite of hang. What's opposite of hang? be such a bad word, right? The most sway one get this. But I have the good news for you. We have, how many iPhone users over here? iPhone user? Quite few. You have the app, the Hang Sway app. You point to customer, then check if the customer hang or sway, then you do investment. Have? Don't have. No one have this tables? No one have Hang Sway app? Walao, yeah. Apple, just fancy phone. What about our good friend Android users, including my intern? She also intern Android. Android people? Android people, where are you? Sir, you have the Hang Sway app? No, allow it out. You don't need that.
Exactly.
You only, yeah, exactly. You just need one more chart. You just need this, then we are done. This chart shows you the probability or the chance that your customer generates profit. It depends on how long they hold for. It also shows you the probability or the chance that your customer will lose money. It also depends on how long you want to hold for. Last year, a gentleman at Pathfinder told me, hey, Mr. Amit, I show your chart to my customer. He said, you what, anyhow make, draw one line, and like that. He said, no, not like that. We study all the 1-year returns in history. Over 29 years, we look at 348 1-year returns. 220 generate profit. 128 make loss. In percentage terms, 63% or 60 make money, nearly 40% lose money. Invest for 1 year, you have a 40% chance of losing money. Just the nature of investment. As a professional financial advisor, you should never feel, hey, how come my customer invested last year, lost money? Very natural. 40% of chance of losing money is very high. You know when you toss a coin, chance of heads or tails is 50-50, which means there is no way you can predict the outcome. For 1 year, really difficult to say. But then who says to the customer, invest for 1 year, right? Most people say, invest for, not most people, are friendly bankers. Say invest for 3 to 5 years. If you look at a 3-year investment horizon, of the 324 3-year returns, 244 generate profit, 80 generate loss. In percentage terms, you have a 25% chance of losing money. I have 4 friends over here on this table, they all invest, die for sure. When they hold for 3 years, one of them is going to lose money. And the one who loses money, go and tell all his friends what brilliant financial advice they got. 3-year investment horizon, really not so nice. If you look at a 5-year investment horizon, you have a 20% chance of losing money. 2 years ago, the head of PFP FA told me, Jeffrey Chow, he told me, Mr. Amit, if you tell me I have a 20% chance of having an accident, I will not drive for that week. Because 20% means 1 in 5. Imagine you go to your office 5 days a week, and on one day, die for sure you have an accident. Really bad odds. But our customers invest for 5 years, and they lose money, and then we think how? Well, you know the answer why. If you extend the investment horizon, you will see for a 10-year period, not a single 10-year period has lost money in the history of the Straits Times Index. Though these 29 years have global financial crisis, Asian financial crisis, SARS, pandemic, Russia-Ukraine war, Donald Trump being elected, and unfortunately him being elected again. Right? All the bad things have happened, but yet the 10-year return has never been negative. Who knows this? All the actuarial at Great Eastern, Manulife, Tokyo, Marine, AIA, obviously. And that is why your 10-year plans tend to carry the highest incentives. Where I come in is, I help to bring this information and put it in a manner which you can use with your customer, make your customer do the difficult but rewarding thing, and make your life easier rather than customer harassing you every 2 months. Hey, how come I'm losing money in Chinese equity? You said last year market go up, why am I losing money, right? So we make this information available to you. And the other thing I said I would answer is, what return to expect? You should not be shy of answering this. If you invest in a Singapore portfolio for 10 years, expected return is around 5.2%. Some people can be a little higher, more optimistic, some little lower. So in 4 slides, I've answered the 2 most important questions which every customer wants to know. What is your correct holding period? What is the return you can give me? We have a few more things to do. I'm conscious of the fact that I have 30 minutes, so I think around 5 minutes more left. So let's just go on to the syllabus and all those things. And if we have time, we can take maybe 1-2 questions. So now this is module 1. I showed you 4 out of 10 slides, and I'm sure everyone is thinking, who the hell buys Singapore equity? We give our customers global elite adventures thing, US fund, Asia fund, all that. What is the long term for all those? Well, we study all those markets in module 2. It comes with its own set of 5 placements. So we know what is the long term for global equity, Asia, Japan, emerging market, single country, fixed income, etc. More importantly, we give you the ability to communicate the concept to customer. No point sitting in class and saying, oh, very nice, I understand. If cannot explain to customer, cannot close case. Cannot close case, then I will be a failure. I have no intention of wasting your time and being a failure, right? So in module 2, we show you, we do role play. You said last time you understood how to do it. Now come in front of everyone, explain to your friends, I am your customer, how you should invest for 10 years, why not to listen to the banker who says 3 to 5. That's module 2. Once you do these 2 modules, you know you have to be long term. Then you ask, hey, Mr. Amit, we do investment and the Chinese market dies for 3 years, then how? What to do when the market goes down? The very simple answer is, ask for top up. Now you might think, hey, when customer lose money, I ask him for more money. Yes, but you must do it before the event happens. So in the class, we show you, this is what can happen if you're not willing to top up. This is what can happen if you top up. So you have evidence to show to the customer why I'm asking you to take a particular course of action. Then you say, okay, Mr. Amit, but we have 35 funds or nearly 40 funds on AIA, ILP range. How do I know what is good, what is not good? We say, that's a very good question. So we say, let's go to our database and check what is good or what is not good. So that's our fund versus benchmark database. If I remember correctly, you guys are from Manulife? No, are you from Prudential? No, AIA, a good director, remind me. You are from AIA, right? So we have the database on all your AIA funds. When we talk on funds, we talk from a position of knowledge, a position of strength. We know what we're talking about. And last module is how to talk on market. Right? Because your customer asks you, hey, what do you think about market? What a headache question. We give you an easy way of answering that. So we've done all that. Now we just do the last part and then we do the quiz question. So by now your brain must be churning out. What's the name of the elephant? So what's the one? Now, total taught time is 8.5 hours. And I'm showing you what is originally proposed. Because the director had some suggestions, but just for the sake of being complete, this is how we normally do the class. 4 sessions split over 4 days, roughly 2 hours each. Why do we do it like this? We do it like this because I am in the business of your sales. I need you to be able to close more cases after attending my class. By breaking the class into 4 sessions, I have 3 opportunities to do role play. Role play is exactly what Winnie wanted because she said, I want to test everyone at the end of class. We don't wait for end of class. We test you every day by making you do role play so everyone can learn together. When we break up the class into 4 sessions, we have 3 opportunities to do role play. This system of running the class has been vetted by 2,700 financial advisors. We have 99% approval that this is the correct way of doing it. But I also respect and I'm always willing to try new things. So director has suggested a different way of doing it. But I think we should have a little bit more discussion of this later on. So I'm not going to touch upon that. And we'll just finish by saying, how much do you pay to do this? 800 is the full fee, and I will send this information so that you have it on the WhatsApp. 800 is full fee, no one pays 800. If you are younger than 40, you pay 560. If you're older than 40, you pay 300. We have a WhatsApp group chat this lasts in perpetuity. You get compliance sales aid and 8.5 CPD hours and all the other things we can share later. And then I just take it to the last part and then we also open for questions. So now the very easy question. What is the name of this clearly quite strong elephant in Chinese? Tasen was version 1. That was version 1. Then Darius Fu from Nikko Asset Management gave me a better one. But I respect enthusiasm. Director most enthusiastic. So should I give the prize to her? I'm conscious of time.
Yes.
Yeah, Allah, everyone, come on.